Donald Trump is in court literally right now attempting to delay the hush money fraud case, the famous Stormy Daniels case. The big development of the morning is that he has not succeeded, and the trial will go forward on April 15th. This is notable because although he has already faced many trials, you have the New York civil fraud case, you have E. Jean Carroll, and you have others developing. This is the first actual criminal trial, and he has been successful up until this point in pushing it back a little bit. But supposedly that comes to an end on April 15th. And at that point, the trial can actually happen. He says he's going to appeal it again. I have no doubt. He's going to be doing appeals for the rest of his life, regardless of what else happens. But supposedly, the legal maneuver that the Trump legal team tried to pull today, which is saying that these documents hadn't been released to them from the prosecution, and so they need, I don't know, 30 or 40 years to sort through every single document, which the prosecution says 99% of which have absolutely nothing to do with the allegations of the actual trial. That was what all this is about. They tried to argue that. The judge did not appear to be accepting it throughout, and that's the way it turned out in the end. And so, Francesca, it will actually go forward. We are about 3 weeks away, a little bit less than 3 weeks away of the actual beginning of a criminal trial for Donald Trump. And just so people understand the consequences, it is commonly believed that if he is found guilty of the charges against him, he could face 1 to 4 years in prison. Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait, click join now on YouTube. But he is still rich and he is still well connected. So I have a feeling there's probably a few things that'll pop up that'll help him. But what do you think?
I mean, I'm still reeling from the fact that he got off with such a lighter payment in the New York fraud case, and it's a civil trial. And so if that's how they are rolling with a civil trial, who knows what a criminal trial will look like and how they'll backpedal this entire thing. I mean, I think what's significant is that both Stormy Daniels and fixer Michael Cohen are going to be testifying, and they are not known for being loyal for loyalty's sake. They've been thrown under the bus, especially obviously Michael Cohen, by Donald Trump. And so they'll disclose everything. I think it will reveal a lot. I think it'll be fascinating. We know that he knew he was paying off a woman he slept with to keep her quiet. But will it result, and that is a crime to do that. Not to do it, but how he did it, right? Will it result in prison time? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Look, it's still possible. There's a chance, but yeah. And look, we have to remember, he owes a lot of money to E. Jean Carroll. It's not like there have never been any consequences, but that still feels sort of abstract, doesn't it? The financial stuff, when he supposedly has billions of dollars, even $100 million hit feels kind of irrelevant almost.
I think he'd be more happy to go to jail for a year than to pay, because he doesn't have, like, if this ended in somehow a settlement, he'd be like, no, give me the time, because he doesn't have the money, truly.
Well, apparently, because he couldn't cover the bond himself.
No, he couldn't.
But I do want to remind everyone that he is going to try to appeal in every possible way, whether it's the documents or whatever. The most recent thing that they tried to do is, so it's set to begin jury selection April 15th. And we don't know how long this trial will go, probably at least a few weeks. And we get closer and closer to the RNC and the DNC and the general election with every passing week. So it's going to begin on April 15th. That's ahead of Passover. Trump's lawyers say that it should be put off until after Passover, which begins on April 22nd, because members of his defense team will be observing the holiday. But I will remind you, it's going to begin a week before the holiday. It's not on the holiday. So it doesn't even make sense that you delay until after the holiday. But this is what it's like to try to take him to court. They just throw up a million fake little delays. And unfortunately, it often succeeds. This trial was delayed. Eileen Cannon has thrown up delays left and right. The Supreme Court gave him a massive delay on the January 6th trial. It's like so many of these crimes are so utterly visible, transparent, undeniable. And yet he's like a greased pig running around, and you can't get your grip on him, okay? He keeps slipping out, even though we know what the greased pig did. You know what the greased pig did.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. You can't get him into an actual courtroom. Anyway, final thoughts.
No, I think you said it. I mean, we'll be watching. It's good TV, but it's Donald Trump, so it's always been.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.